Hi, everyone.
Because
Jason's distracted.
Did y'all know there's a Super Sentai restaurant that just opened up? It's right next to the Kamen Rider restaurant. I need to get to Japan. Stop this pandemic. Anyway, welcome to an all-new episode of SCNS Live, the Super Cool Nerd Show. Thank you for joining us out there in the Super Cool Nerd Nation. Yes, I was completely distracted because our producer, right before we go live, oh, by the way, there's a Super Sentai restaurant in Japan. There you go, Jason. Like, that wouldn't catch my attention.
Did it?
Oh, God, it did. They have curry. They have all kinds of curry. And you get a special pin every time you go the separate teams. So I got to go 45 times.
45.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
That's going to be a busy week for you.
I mean, all I got to do is eat it's curry. I'd eat a dish of curry.
Is that all they have?
No, they have plenty of other stuff. But, I mean, you go there, it's like 1,100 yen for a bowl of curry, different kinds.
I don't know.
So I just got to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner there.
You're going to be so sick.
2 weeks.
I mean,
For 2 weeks.
Like
for 2 weeks,
curry.
I got to eat it for 2 weeks. Okay, that's fine.
Three
At
meals
some-
a day. 3 meals a day for 1
These
week.
pins are very exclusive, okay?
At some point, he's going to walk in. They're just going to know him. And it's like, look, how many pins do you have
Wait.
left?
We
I'll
will
bring-
let you buy a pin.
I'll bring you guys with me,
Oh, my.
and you give me your
I
pins.
don't like curry that
Well, wait, how do you know I don't want one of the pins?
Because you don't. What do you do? This is a stupid series. You don't care about Super Sentai. That's dumb.
I mean, I
Nobody-
like Power Rangers.
Nah,
That's the
you
same
don't. No,
thing.
you don't want that. You don't want that. Just give me the pin. Anyway,
I mean, pay for us to go to Japan.
That
We
would
can
still
talk about
take
your
4
pins.
days.
God, you don't understand it. She's like doing the math of how many meals she has to
That's
eat.
12 a day. So yeah, it'd still take 4 days.
I'm gonna do it. I want the pins, and I want to go to this restaurant. Anyway,
It's free food for 4 days straight, though. Because
Well,
Jason's
we
got
pay
to
for
be
the
putting
food we actually eat.
yeah.
I'm
Let
not gonna eat
me
curry.
hit the lottery or
Three
something.
Curry
times a
3
day.
times a day for 4 days.
So you have to also pay for like.
Ooh, what if the
Just
restaurant isn't open for
horrible
breakfast,
diners
though?
mostly.
I'm telling you, look, I'm telling y'all right now, if I ever hit like some extreme amount of money in the lottery or something, I'm just
We're
coming
going
to
to Japan?
I'm just coming to your house. Just pack your stuff. Let's go. Where are we going? You got time for questions. Get in the car.
I don't think we would ask where we were going.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I'd be cool
if you
with
roll
that.
up in like a Lamborghini or some crap.
Okay,
then
first
I'm
of all,
not asking.
first of all, I think all of y'all know I would never even buy a Land. That is totally not the kind of car I want.
Okay, but I don't know how to say Clonagate. Clonagate?
I don't know.
That's my super card that I want.
I would not want to see.
Toyota Spider, anyone? Didn't think so.
Hey, welcome to the show, by the way. I'm Jason the X. That's Kat. That's Cass, and we're talking about our hopes and dreams. If I ever won some obscene amount of money, so
And I'm just over here calculating, okay, how much do we need for a studio that is
Yeah,
separate
seriously.
from the building?
oh no, I'd
that
find a
people live
building.
in?
No, my wife would insist. Take this stuff and move it somewhere. You go somewhere else and do this.
I actually have two studios, one for your toys, and one
Oh,
that
yeah.
I can deck out like pro studio style.
Oh yeah, all y'all would be gone about this. What's not covered in toys would be. I'd get like 5 more DTOFs and just line the room.
Is there a show coming at any point, by the way?
A what?
Today, is there a show coming?
Oh yeah, we do have a show. Yeah, that's right. So it has been a pretty big day for news, actually, and some of it quite terrible, actually. I don't know how to put that. And also there's Cora behind the board making
Yeah,
everything.
thank
We have
you.
just totally just screwed up the intro of this show.
We.
Me. I have screwed it up. Who told me there was a Super Sentai restaurant at the beginning of the
You
show?
cannot blame me for
I
your
absolutely
inability
can.
to focus.
You know what my attention span is like. How dare you?
Only when it comes to Super Sentai.
Master of the Universe was a good show, by the way.
You're the
watch
one
it
with
yet.
the attention.
Yes. I enjoy angering people about that show.
Ooh, do they have the trains?
What? Oh, in
Something
there?
about the trains.
In the Super Sentai restaurant?
Yeah.
Probably.
They better.
That series was super popular over there.
Okay, we need to focus because now I have.
Oh God, yes. You all know about our hopes and dreams and everything. I'm sorry for throwing everything out of whack. How is everybody doing this week, by the way?
If you go to Japan and you're going to
Here we
sushi
go.
restaurants, then take a soda with you or a water, because sometimes you gotta wash down sushi, and sometimes they only have very, very, very hot green tea. And it's not good for washing things down with, so you might choke and have to run outside. It's just a pro tip from somebody that I heard.
You just go to the Americanized ones. I like how the wind keeps hitting
They have
Batman's
a
cape.
conveyor
over.
belt, belt sushi, and everybody loves conveyor belts.
Oh yeah, I mean we have Kura here locally, and that's my thing.
And it was very, very good sushi. It was just piece cut stuff.
Real big.
With squid.
And I've never been to Japan, so
I've been once or twice.
that's how I'm doing. I guess.
Anyway, okay, so yeah, we do a show around here. So let's just go ahead and kick this thing off with some super cool nerd news. So I don't know where to begin with how terrible the world is right now, but apparently Scarlett Johansson has filed a lawsuit against Disney, specifically Disney, not Marvel, for the release of Black Widow. So apparently, and this might explain why this movie was delayed so much, there was a contractual obligation to release this movie in the theaters and not simultaneously on any streaming services because Scarlett had a deal in her contract where she would get part of the box office receipts. Of course, some of us, me, did not go to the theaters. We just paid the $30 and watched it from home because the theaters are still just a little bit terrifying. But anyway, apparently that cut into her profits quite a bit. So I guess for one, Scarlett's not going to be playing Black Widow for a while, although she has retired from the role officially. I can't help but think some of that might have come on the heels of this, but yeah, she wants her money, and honestly, I'm kind of Team Scarlett on this one. We have had a statement released from Disney and Scarlett, so the first one reads that well, I'm trying to find the quote here, get this off of my screen. Ms. Johansson said in her suit that her agreement with Disney's Marvel Entertainment guaranteed an exclusive theatrical release, and her salary was based large part on the box office performance of the film. Disney intentionally induced Marvel's breach of agreement without justification in order to prevent Ms. Johansson from receiving the full benefit of her bargain with Marvel, the suit said. A Disney spokesperson has already come out and said, her suit has no merit and is especially sad and distressing in its callous disregard for the horrific and prolonged global effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. The company said it fully complied with Ms. Johansson's contract, and furthermore, the release of Black Widow on Disney Plus with Premier Access has significantly enhanced her ability to earn additional compensation on top of the $20 million she has received to date. So, I'm kind of... I'm all for Disney paying somebody money just because it's Disney and they got it. But if the contract said a theatrical release and not a streaming release, also might explain why this movie was delayed a friggin' year.
Yeah.
This is why we had not seen Black Widow yet. I mean, I love how they, the callous way she threw in. Yeah, y'all really care about your employees. Sure. Anyway.
That's where I get a little, especially with Disney, because at this point it's kind of a he said, she said thing, just in general.
I don't know, it's a contract thing, and apparently that's not a...
The mudslinging's a little bit much for me.
Oh, yeah.
When Disney's like, well, she's,
They called her callous. And here's the thing, I don't know what the contract said. And that's really what it's about, but at the same time, they called her callous, they called her sad, and they did a few other, very intentional things. Releasing how much she'd been paid for the movie is very intentional, because it sounds like an exorbitant amount of money to me. And
it is.
They're aiming for, but the point is not how much money she's getting paid. The point is about whether she's been treated fairly and whether they went forward with the agreement. But they're trying to make her seem whiny by saying she's already made a lot of money, and that's not really the point. It also disturbs me that it says significantly increased her ability to be compensated. It didn't say they were paying her for streaming anything. It could be that they're saying because of merchandising and popularity or whatever.
Yeah, this sounds like potential money to me. It's good exposure.
Yeah, pretty much.
I get paid an exposure. It doesn't pay the bills.
Does it taste good at all? Does it fill your stomach?
It really doesn't, no. It's
kind
not my favorite.
It's like a cup of insignificance.
Hey, your artist friends.
Yeah, exactly. Cora, I owe you some money. Cora, thoughts on, Scarlett not getting her payday off of this?
It actually reminds me of a similar lawsuit I read about earlier today, actually. It didn't last very long, and the celebrity involved won very quickly. That was Lady Gaga. She sued, do y'all remember Moshi Monsters by chance?
Uh-huh.
They had like little pet things or whatever that you could have on the site. And the TLDR is they had one called Baby Gaga. And it was like a little baby pop star that had her likeness. And for a free-to-play site, that's whatever. They had some others with that too. The problem came with they started making music videos and songs using the character, and the character had a lot of references to Lady Gaga herself.
Uh-oh.
And now they are profiting off of her brand. And so she sued them as a protection of her brand. And it was framed by a lot of people as, well, Lady Gaga is just jealous, or the public blew it out of proportion, because why is this $1 million pop star worried about a cartoon character? And she could have thought that cartoon character was funny, but when they started profiting off her image, that's when she had the issue. And it feels very similar to that in the sense of Disney is trying to frame ScarJo as this whiny whiny actress that has no leg to stand on, and she's doing it to be vindictive instead of trying to make Disney honor her contract.
Well, the other part of that is that her other co-stars for Endgame, and they had the same contracts, and RDJ made a ton of money from Endgame. Has he even worked since Endgame? I wouldn't. If I made $80 million off of Endgame, y'all probably wouldn't see me again.
You know what he did?
What?
He started his own production company. That's what RDJ did. With the truly ridiculous amount of money that he made.
Granted, he started the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so give him his money, but also give Scarlett her money. I have zero compassion for Disney sometimes, because y'all got the money.
Yeah.
Y'all got it. Just pull $50 million out your sock or whatever and give it to her, okay?
Yeah. And Court, you made a good point talking about Lady Gaga. I would be very surprised if this does not get handled pretty quickly. Even with Disney saying there's absolutely no merit.
Oh yeah, they don't want to drag this out.
They're probably going to settle pretty quickly.
That's
just my guess.
They have used her likeness on
everything.
Yeah.
Well, especially because now that it's in the public eye.
And they have shafted her character at every possible.
They released a movie about her after she died.
And I was legit I don't know, sad to hear that she was leaving the role permanently, because I liked her as ever since Iron Man 2. I was like, perfect casting.
Yeah. I've had my own problems with her in different arenas, but I've always
don't take Asian parts. But in this situation, I'm Team ScarJo. Give her money and give it to her quick, because dragging this one out is not going to be a good look.
I'm very curious what the contract said, and we'll probably never know, but what the contract actually said, because contracts are pretty specific, but at the same time, when this contract was signed, there's no way anyone saw COVID coming.
Oh, no.
And so, are you sure that it said theatrical release only? Because that was just an assumption for forever. How nailed down was the wording around you put it out this way and not this way? We'd never seen streaming releases at the same time. I'm sure it said you'll have a theatrical run, but did it say only theaters?
I'm with y'all. I think it's going to work out fairly quickly, just because it's not good.
It's not a good look for Disney either.
No.
Let's take your biggest female comic book star to date that you regularly left off of your merchandise,
who
and
needed her movie
on her own, who needed her own solo movie for a minute while everyone else got one.
Yeah.
And even her merch came out the month her movie was supposed to come out, so there was no merch to go along with the Black Widow movie because it had already come and gone.
Well, yeah, it's like, you know when I wanted Black Widow stuff? In 2012.
Same.
I mean, granted, I'm a super fan. I bought the stuff, so I did my part. Just because I gotta have my stuff.
You're a lot more likely to buy stuff than me.
Yeah, but anyway.
I have a shirt somewhere that you gave me that said, "This is my Black Widow shirt."
Because they wouldn't make one.
They wouldn't make one.
It's got a little Black Widow symbol on it.
Oh my god, I love it.
It's a very uncomfortable shirt, but it's super funny.
But it's funny as hell.
It's worth it.
I got it in like 2013, 2014.
So we'll see who breaks first on this. Well,
Yeah.
Anyway, Kat, you want to go ahead and just get the other terrible shit out of the way?
Let's talk about Blizzard.
Oh my god.
So, it's been a big week for Blizzard. Last week I was talking about Dallas and esports, and that meant to be balanced because we were going to talk about the lawsuit a little bit, and we didn't get to it because I forgot. But basically, Blizzard's not having a good time right now. So, if you haven't kept up with this at all, then just know that crap hit the fan last week, and they started, was it a Kotaku article? Usually is.
Yeah, it was Kotaku.
Release something that's like, here's all the, it's mostly centered around sexism that's going on in Blizzard headquarters. And Blizzard, of course, released a statement that's like, we're listening and we want to be better and blah, blah, blah. It wasn't a very good response. It wasn't an adequate response. This last week we saw workers at Blizzard basically say that to the company. You're not doing enough. We want a seat at the table. And there was a whole walkout that happened yesterday, day before, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That basically, the allegations are that there's sexist both in hiring practices and promoting. It's very much reminiscent of like the, who was it? It was League of Legends. Who makes League of Legends? Riot lawsuit a couple years ago. Apparently there were allegations in this one of like cubicle races where they had to crawl under cubicles. So that their butts could be compared and all sorts of stuff. And yeah, workers walked out. They called for a seat at the table in deciding how to go forward. And then I think yesterday, some stuff about Alex Afrasiabi came out. So Alex was a big contributor on some WoW stuff. He was with the company for like a minute. And he's the only other person mentioned by name other than President J. Allen Brack. And these allegations were around the Cosby suite at BlizzCon 2013.
Ooh.
Yeah, there are some pretty damning pictures of a bunch of dude bros surrounding a giant portrait of Cosby.
Excitedly.
Yeah, there were jokes about them having contacted Bill Cosby's pharmacist. There were tweets about going to round up the hot girls for the after party. It was a big networking suite within the BlizzCon, like unofficial networking, and it was just so toxic. And yeah, there are multiple pictures of him posing with a portrait of Bill Cosby in 2013, which is about like the most insensitive time to do that. Like,
yeah, Hannibal Burris been telling us he's been terrible for a while. Y'all just weren't listening.
that's And so all that surfaced, and then Activision, of course, was like, we're gonna get this settled. We're gonna work. So they hired a firm.
Can I read off some of that bullshit?
You can.
We support employees' right to express their opinions and concerns in a safe and respectable manner without fear of retaliation. Bitch, please.
So they went out after that statement and they contracted Wilmer Hale. If you don't know who Wilmer Hale is, it is a legal firm. It is supposed to help them sort out this stuff with the HR complaints.
These guys are like modern day strike busters, man.
Famously were hired, actually it used to be two separate law firms, and they were joined to help Amazon bust its unions. There has been a lot of talk at Blizzard about unionizing, apparently. But yeah, like you don't put out a statement like, "Oh, we're listening and we want to get better and we want to help," and then hire like
The worst.
mad dog lawyers.
The union busting firm.
Yeah, it's like hiring the O.J. Simpson law firm that represented him while proclaiming your innocence. It's just not a great look.
Like, I think of these lawyers and I just see Skeksis from Dark Crystal, like, yeah, we'll sue all of them.
All I can think is the mental health booths that Amazon has now that are like roughly the size of a porta potty, and you're supposed to go in there and meditate, and they'll knock on the door if it's been too long and say that you have to come out and keep working. Like, this is what this law firm does.
This is kind
Pave the way for stuff like that.
This is the kind of crap you go in there to meditate and find out there's a trap door inside or something. Just
All I can think,
push you out into a swamp 2 miles away or something.
From Futurama,
Oh,
basically.
the suicide booth.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, this is really just, I mean, it makes me very, very sad to hear.
I-
There are a lot of girls who grow up and who would love to work the gaming company.
Yes.
Blizzard, we kind of already had thoughts about them based off the rounds of layoffs they did a couple years ago in profiting sectors just to make ends meet or whatever. But we already knew that workers were overworked and underpaid, and just to hear this layered on top of it is
Highly
very
distressing.
discouraging.
I have to pause my love of things Blizzard. And, you know, I love me some Overwatch. I love getting in there and playing. Yeah, I think I'm not going to for a while. Because I can't. I can't in clear conscience. Look, y'all got work to do. Clean up your own house. Once your house is in order, we'll talk again. This is ridiculous. This is freaking 2021. It's not that hard not to be a terrible person. This desk thing, what the... I can't fathom this. You are a multi-million-dollar company.
That's what kind of got to me is like, I know that there's these things exist at all levels of all companies, but the brazenness of them being able to dig up photos of the Cosby suite with the people around the picture, like, I've worked for some very profitable company, like, even if there were attitudes like that, there would not be media that proved it. Like,
Yeah.
It's hard to listen to. Just...
that's hard to hear. Like, I'm a big fan of Overwatch League,
Mm-hmm.
and Overwatch League is one of the few that is done by the company and not by, like, private tournaments and stuff. So now I have to sit here and figure out how to feel about that.
But at what point do you say, you know, we are a brand, maybe we don't do things like this in case people find out? At the very least, not because we have some sort of moral center. This might look really bad for our company. We probably shouldn't have shit like this. Just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you don't. I guess you hire,
Strike busters.
yeah, Wilmer Hale. But yeah, like, it's a bad look. Like, I mean, I used to work at a fruit stand company. Some people were trying to do the right thing. Some people at the higher levels, I interacted with some pretty high, big deals, were trying to do the right thing. But a lot of the ones that weren't still wouldn't do the worst thing because it would look bad. Like, just get your crap together.
Nerds of all people, nerds should know that if there is a picture somewhere, someone will find it. If you post something, people are going to find it.
I mean, we're the product of 4chan, and like 4chan could find the owners of a video in half an hour. They did a lot of things that are really, really crappy, but they took some vigilante justice that was hard to argue with sometimes.
It's almost cartoonish reading stuff about Wilmer Hale. Like, you expect the building that they do business in to be
LexCorp.
like cloaked in shadow the whole time and random lightning bolts behind it.
Surrounded by clouds and bats and gargoyles.
It's like it's on its own cliff, and you have to go like a craggly, windy road to get to.
Hear a long howl every now and then. This is what I see.
Imposing door knockers.
You just hear the organ sound of it whenever you look at it.
Somewhere between Phantom of the Opera and like Cruella de Vil with a little tiny bit of Maleficent just in there for
Maleficent is what I was
flavor.
thinking, yeah.
But we'll see how they fix this. You got some work to do. Or, I'll say if.
Yeah.
If you can.
Yeah.
They're not going to be brought down by this, so I sincerely hope that some changes happen. Activision Blizzard is huge. They have Call of Duty, they have World of Warcraft, they have Diablo, and they have Overwatch. So, like, please get it together.
Can we move on from something less terrible?
Something less terrible?
Yeah, something less terrible.
Okay, sure. We gotta look at the new Batman suit. The Flash is filming in Glasgow, Scotland, and we gotta look at the Batman suit, which is being surprising to me, still surprising to me, which is being worn by Ben Affleck. We thought that he was gone. Turns out he's not gone. It is a little weird because, spoiler alert for Flashpoint, in the comics, it's not Bruce Wayne. It's his father. So I'm a little bit sad that we missed out on a Jeffrey Dean Morgan Batman.
I knew you would say Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
I love him. But still, I'm excited to see Ben Affleck back. I absolutely, absolutely love him. And we gotta look at him, and we gotta look at his bat cycle. And we got a brief look at the Flash suit. I don't even think we have a picture. Basically, it's one of those CGI suits. Like, they're gonna CGI everything in post, which is fair. But that's not actually what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is there was actually an injury on set today. It was a cameraman who basically the bat cycle ran into one of their cameras, and one of their cameramen was injured. Fortunately, not very bad. He got immediate attention. He's going to be fine. Now, if you're one of those nerds out there watching this, you're probably thinking one of two things. One, why are you talking about this, Cass? There was no major injuries. It's just a bat cycle running into a camera. Or you're thinking,
What I thought.
that sounds familiar. If you remember, 10 years ago, The Dark Knight Rises came out, and there was a report of an incident where no one was critically injured of the bat cycle running into the camera, and poor Anne Hathaway's stunt double destroyed a red camera, which at the time the camera itself was
Like
over $1 million.
Oh my
I
goodness.
mean, a red rig's still easily over $1 million if it's the full rig, which it was.
It was the full
because we
rig.
saw pictures.
What is with the bat cycle and running into camera?
Clearly, they are making bat cycles that cannot be steered. But as
Apparently.
I will ask this question, and it may seem callous, but any photographer out there will also wonder: did he get the shot?
We do not have that information.
He probably got what was leading up to the shot. Like, in all seriousness, I think I know the answer to what it is with the bat cycles, but it's way funnier to think about a hero whose entire kit is based around technology, superior technology.
And precision.
And the fact that his bat cycle keeps effing hitting big camera rigs, and how, like, it's just weird. But
I just like to think of this hero, like, just sitting there like, oh God, still need the shot. Oh God.
as somebody who
Did it look good?
as somebody who works props, though, and who is pretty proficient, can you throw that picture up there for just one more second?
Of the bat cycle?
Yes, because this is what I was thinking about, is that they hired stuntmen, no doubt, who are very proficient with motorcycles, right? If you look at this motorcycle, this is a top and front heavy motorcycle in a sense that I have never seen, but like, and I always just assume because it's big, but I don't think that's it. I think it's because it's front heavy and weird, so it doesn't turn.
Okay, as a motorcycle rider,
That's a weird.
this is like riding a chopper, and they are not easy to ride at all. Like,
But even like choppers don't have that much in
Yeah,
front
but
of
yeah.
the steering column.
and that's where you mentioned like the heft. So I'm already thinking the awkwardness of a chopper, but putting that weight up there, oh boy,
And
I just want to go in straight lines.
if you remember from The Dark Knight Rises, the bat cycle comes out of the Batmobile.
Also-
So the front tire was about this wide.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, these are just crazy, weird motorcycles. But it's still hilarious.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine that you turn those handles and you get a fast response.
Yeah.
And normally, if you're a stuntman, you're used to using the steering, but also using the weight of the motorcycle and yourself to turn it quickly when you need to. And I don't think you can do that on this motorcycle. But it's still hilarious. Like, quit taking out $1 million rigs or $1 million cameramen.
He's okay. They said he's okay.
I guarantee you
Can
he
they
got the shot for
can
as
they-
long as he could. He could have moved out the way.
Can they just
probably,
make
and
bat
didn't.
cycles that look like cycles? Because, you know, the whole purpose, you need to move, you need to be able to move around on a motorcycle. And,
Can they just make Iron Man suit that function like a real Iron Man suit? Come
No.
on.
I mean, but like, I have to agree with the fact that Batman, this Patrick Tatopoulos style Batman, where everything's super like heavy, and Patrick Tatopoulos is a set designer. Why I have the specifics of that is a long story, but he's very crowded in his design.
He is.
But yeah, like Batman can be considerably sleeker as like a look, and I would love to see something a little like slimmer and sexier. Not anything against Ben Affleck or the way he looks playing the character, just the suit itself, the Batmobile itself, etc.
The only thing I will say in defense of this particular movie is this Batman is supposed to be way over the top, angry, heavily armored. Like, this is almost The Dark Knight Returns. This is a ridiculously over the top armored Batman.
Okay.
Because Flashpoint. But stop running into cameras.
I mean, I want to see the Joker be Martha, but until we get that, like, that weird Flashpoint version,
oh, boy.
That's my story.
that's my favorite, like, spinoff ever.
Well, then we kick it over to the lady in the black lipstick over there.
I have to find.
It's going to be gothy.
Except I'm not going to start with a goth story.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to keep I wanted to keep things light and give y'all a chance to make fun of me, because I have another
So she
Otome
asked for
story.
Oh, we were asking for more Otome stories.
Oh,
so-
no.
Hey, at least it's not one of my other stories.
Go right ahead.
Alright, so there is a popular Otome game that came out in Japan called Cupid Parasite. And this game will be coming to the West for the first time this fall. It was released fall of last year in Japan. It'll be released fall of this year here. Let me give you just a little breakdown of the story.
I mean, you have to after saying Cupid Parasite.
Yeah, I know. This is like the official description. The female-oriented romance adventure game centers on the heroine, the goddess of love, Cupid. Due to various circumstances, an argument with her parents, she descends to the mortal realm, runs away from home, and finds career success as a bridal advisor. Cupid works as Lynette Mirror, the top advisor at the major marriage consultation office Cupid Corporation. One day, the company president calls Cupid into the office early in the morning to give her the job of getting 5 people to marry. If she succeeds, she can get a promotion. The 5 troublesome clients are known as Parasite 5, which makes sense with the title now. Probably because they're all unlikable. I just have that feeling. While working on interviews, seminars, and giving advice, it's decided that Cupid will live together with these 5 men and appear on the company's promotional share house television program, Parasite House.
Wow.
And that is the basis for it. So the pink-haired character is your main character. Then you have the 5 choices in the background.
Are you playing this one?
Yes.
I'm confused.
Oh, no. Really?
Paid 5 people to marry Cupid? All of them? Or
No.
5 people to marry
She
each
has to
other?
find people for these 5 to marry.
Okay.
That's cute.
What? And of course,
No, I
since
thought this was like a bachelor situation, or that she had to get these 5 to marry each other.
Who's the parasite?
the men.
Okay.
Oh, of course. Sure.
But there's 5 of them.
All 5 are parasites.
Wow.
That seems unlikely.
I mean, kind of all of them on the company, right? Like, they're, I don't know.
Are we going to get another review of this one?
I mean, probably.
Okay. That's all that matters. So she summarizes these games quite efficiently. She didn't like that last one that she played with the demon, with the sexy demon boys.
I still have a lot of feelings about Obey Me. I'm also really upset that, one, the anime is 5-minute episode shorts and not like an actual anime.
Oh, I hate those.
So I hate when they do that. And then 2, unless you pay the premium price, the episodes come out every other week instead of every week. Don't like that at all either.
You know where you can watch or read that review of that game? At supercoolnerdshow.com.
Who put that website
Shout
up?
out.
I don't.
I can't even like take full credit because I had mainly somebody telling me to do everything, but very violently telling me to do everything. But still, got the job done.
Off camera, that's how we all tell Jason to do things.
Probably it's
Yeah.
There's a lot of
positive reinforcement. Anyway,
We hold a knife to one of his toys until he does something.
wow.
He says it hurts him. Who knows?
There's no need to hurt the toys, okay? Geez, slash my tires or something. Don't hurt a toy.
I mean, that'd probably be cheaper to replace.
I won't
Depends on
kill
the
you.
toy.
Yeah, it depends on what it is.
Oh,
Okay.
I know like 3 that right now off the top of my head that qualifies for.
I mean, I know them. I can't pick them out.
It's also your fault for creating 70,000 Horcruxes.
Basically,
I don't have that many.
Yet.
The fact that I can ask you, how many do you have?
I'll
How
show
many
you-
are there?
I'll show you my
You don't
database
know.
later.
Yeah.
No, I do.
Did you make the database?
I made an Excel
you?
database.
Okay, but that's a worksheet.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm making an NPC
Jason, what else you got for
database.
us?
All right. So, in some good news, because Netflix has never smelled some money that they don't want. Detective Pikachu came out to rousing success, and everyone loved seeing CGI versions. Huh?
It was so good.
Because
pretty good.
And look, as a guy who's not even into Pokemon, I was at one point. I liked seeing my favorite Pokemon in CGI form. You just do. We got a furry, fat Pikachu. That's what I wanted. That's all I wanted. So apparently Netflix has heard all of you nerds screaming about look CGI
All of you
Pokemon.
nerds.
I'm included in that group. I'm in that crowd.
Well, then it's all us nerds.
All of us nerds screaming. And they are developing a CGI Pokemon show for Netflix right now. Showrunner Joe Henderson, whose previous work was on Lucifer, which that show will be ending at season 6, so he's going to have some time on his hands, is going to be executive producing this live action show. We don't have any release date or anything signed. It is literally in development right now. And the only reason I say this is because it's live action Pokemon and CGI. I want this. Who else doesn't? Who doesn't want this?
I mean, it could be fun. Should I be dusting off my Ash impression?
Yes.
Well, I'm wondering what universe do we want in it? Because honestly, I would like them to revisit the Detective Pikachu universe.
Same.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They did a lot of really good world building in that already. So
Exactly. I love that people were just living side by side and living happily with their Pokemon. And you get to just pick one day.
Yeah.
And that they kind of stepped away from some of the animal cruelty.
The more awkward aspects of the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Nobody has to stay in a Pokeball. You can just chill out with your human.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, I like that they're trying to step away. Because they know, like, eventually you're going to have to address the fact that this is happening, or you have to build a new world. And it seems like they're going with the latter, which I like.
I don't feel as though if you had a actual Pokemon pet, you don't treat it like a pet. It's kind of just a little bit like smarter than like I love don't get me wrong, I love my dog and I have cats and everything, but I feel like I need to treat the Pokemon just a little bit better.
Exactly.
Like I might need to get them furniture if I had one.
Yeah.
Like
well, in the Pokemon universe itself, just even from the original show, we saw Pokemon operating in society, helping
Exactly.
out in restaurant, like being sushi chefs in restaurants, and like bartending. Ash's mom had a Mr. Mime that helped her clean and take care of the house. Like,
There's a servitude aspect to it that's a little uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
if you're capturing them in balls against their will.
and I want to ask everybody the burning question of what is your Pokemon?
Ninetales.
Oh, cheap. but they are
Is it?
adorable.
I don't know that much about Ninetales.
They
I
are-
don't know that much about Pokemon.
No, I'm
I
sorry.
love
They're
Ninetales.
majestic looking. Ninetales because they look like those big fancy dogs with the pointy
or the
nose.
little one. I like the little one.
Vulpix.
Yes.
Vulpix. Okay.
I don't really know. I have a few, like, in my Pokemon Go, I've had the same shiny Mewtwo as my companion for forever. It's
We
purple.
we didn't know anything about Pokemon when Pokemon Go started,
Yes.
and so we just renamed all the 4 Pokemon.
Yeah, so a lot of
The
them
side
we
deck is
don't
literally
know.
just called trash.
Yeah, I didn't. He whines.
like
He has a
him.
headache and a migraine. We're supposed to feel compassion, but I get migraines, so like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, as a matter of fact, my previous one has always been what we called Snidely Whiplash in our Pokemon database, but was a Gengar. So
Cora, who's your sidekick Pokemon?
My psychic Pokemon?
Sidekick.
Sidekick Pokemon. It's between 2, which seems cheap, but I'm going to go with it. Because it's either Vulpix or Sylveon.
It's one of the Eevees, right?
Mm-hmm. Sylveon's OP. Sylveon is a fairy type and very cute, and that means I can take down any dragon type.
I like the
The
ice
power of
one.
cuteness. Yeah.
Is that
I
the
have a
purple
shiny one of those.
Yeah, I'm all for
No,
Eevees.
th- That one is Espeon.
Okay, then I have no idea.
Sylveon is the white one with like the little white and pink
Yes,
one.
okay, I know what you're talking about.
Umbreon,
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, that's a good
because they
choice,
look
too.
cool.
I mean,
Is the one the Eevee that's like the black and yellow, right?
Yeah. Answer the burning questions
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Scythers. Oh, Scythers. Yeah. I like that one.
That's the praying mantis one.
Yeah.
right?
With the
Yeah, but he-
side hands.
that evolves into Sizzler.
Yeah. Don't sneak up on that one.
Yes.
You don't. I mean, you don't have
Boo.
or Beedrill.
Nah.
No.
We're not doing that one.
Which one?
Beedrill,
Nah.
3
It's like a
foot,
dirt dauber.
3
I
foot
don't like
tall.
that
Yeah, I don't. No, I'm not for the wasp thing. Nah.
No, that's a different one.
Either one of those.
no, it's not. No, it's not.
No,
It's not.
either one. No, I'm not for those types. Nah,
Yeah, no.
not the bug. I'm not a bug type Pokemon guy.
I mean, I went on a Pokemon Go
Oh,
totally legit thing for a while.
Where
So,
you were in
Yeah, where I was in
Russia, Japan.
Yeah,
wherever.
really wherever it was daylight.
Yep.
And so yeah, I have some very high level. I don't do that now, but like very high level.
Honestly, I would like a Hitmonlee, and then we just beat people up like together.
My
Oh, that's Aaron
brother,
Burr.
my brother has a tattoo of the what's his name?
I don't know.
It's the one with like 4 arms or 6
The arms coming out of his head.
The normal one
Oh,
or
Machamp?
fighter.
Machamp.
Yeah.
That one. I think he has a tattoo.
So there's our picks for Pokemon. Me and a Hitmonlee just beating people down. Heard you was talking shit.
So,
Cat, you're
Very
up.
good fighters. Capcom, in not bad video game news, Capcom had a record profits quarter last quarter thanks to Monster Hunter, whatever the
Monster Hunter Rise.
yeah, digital sales as well as the release of Resident Evil Village, which
it's so much fun.
is pretty fun. A lot of the ones the computer users are having issues. They're supposed to patch that this week. I think this
PC
week.
users? Huh.
Of Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. There's some technical issues they're supposed to bring out, but like, yeah, I'm glad to see them go like with a little bit different stylizing, but very much the spirit of what Resident Evil games have always been.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did
I
well
like
with those
Capcom.
two.
Is it
Yeah.
that bug where every time you see Lady Dimitrescu, her hat gets bigger?
Oh, I saw that
We
on.
call that the Atlanta bug.
Have you beat the game yet?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm still fishing. I gotta get a bunch of fish so I can walk faster. I don't know which to tell you.
Okay. Yeah, you're doing the recipes. All right.
I had to snipe a fish from 30 yards away because I couldn't stab it when I got
Just
close.
do all that stuff on your next playthrough.
I'm not playing through again. Hades comes out in August. I'm playing that next.
No, but once you play through, you get the
I know,
unlimited
I'm
ammo,
moving
and then it's like everybody.
No, I'm moving
done.
on.
Okay.
I'm still trying to beat God of War Godmode.
Well, that's your fault.
Well, congratulations, Capcom, because I like your stuff.
Hello.
Yeah, no blatant sexist accusations.
Yeah, you're not a
Company
terrible
that
company either.
Oh!
But really, they've always had a small company feel. I hope it feels that way to work as well, but who knows?
Mega Man is still a thing, Capcom. Just saying.
I would love to see Mega Man live action done well. Like, yeah.
I mean,
Cautious groan.
I'd like to see Zero live action. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think
No, I don't.
live action could
Fighting for.
possibly live up to like little girl dreams that I had. He was just so cool.
He was so cool.
And it was before I
Kind of
hit
androgynous.
puberty.
And he had a
was
sword.
just So
He was
cool.
so
I couldn't
cool.
even name the feelings that went on. They weren't complicated sexual. It was just like, wow.
He's got long hair. I love him.
Look at him. He doesn't care what anyone thinks. He's encouraging the little guy. This is so cool.
You got a story? Because
We do have a story.
we're going to be a little bit over. Y'all.
So, Doctor Who, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, Jodie Whittaker is leaving at the end of next season. Isn't quite the right word. They're doing some specials, kind of like what David Tennant did on his exit. What's kind of odd about this is the showrunner, Chris Chibnall, is also leaving. And this is the first time that a showrunner has only stayed for one Doctor. Russell T. Davies was on, at least in New Who, Russell T. Davies was on until the end of David Tennant. Stephen Moffat was on until the end of Peter Capaldi. And Chris Chibnall only stayed for this one Doctor. Now, she has had a roughly average in how long she's been the Doctor. Usually people stay for about 3 seasons and maybe some specials. But it is very odd for a showrunner to leave after only one Doctor. I kind of get it, though, because more than ever before, I'm kind of thinking, what do they do next? Where do you go from here? And so I kind of understand his...
I imagine it was a
wanting to
condition of his hiring, like, for him.
Yeah.
I'll come do this.
Yeah.
And, like, well, that's what you do if you weren't, like, a huge Doctor Who fan, or you were, but you always had, like, designs on what a new one would be.
Yeah.
It would feel, for, I think, any showrunner who really, truly believed in this, it would be hard not to feel like they were moving backwards, even if they're not.
Yeah.
If the next Doctor is male or white or
especially
like you
both.
want to just keep going, and like maybe you don't have to introduce change slowly, but maybe you want to bring some familiarity back a little bit and then move from there. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, go ahead, Jason.
Oh, you know what this means.
Mhm.
I'm the next Doctor.
You're not British.
I don't have to be. Do I? I don't have to be. One was Scottish,
That's what I was going to
Two
say.
were
Peter
Scottish,
Capaldi
actually.
is-
UK.
so I could
I'm
be.
so sorry, I misspoke. You're not from the UK.
You know, clearly I am the smart choice to make.
But when they hired Jodie Whittaker, they were already looking and being like, this is a new type.
True.
I don't think you're the next Doctor,
And I-
but
and
I
I-
believe in you, and,
And
you can try.
I could also, you know, I could morph from Jodie Whittaker, which that would get me closer to Jodie Whittaker.
That would get you closer.
She
to
seems
Jodie
like
Whittaker.
I just want to hang with her.
She's cool. I will say 2 things.
Yeah, I'd like to hang out with her.
One, Chris
She's
Chibnall has surprised me in that he hasn't been a giant bummer the whole time. I will remind everybody this is the same showrunner as Broadchurch, which is one of the biggest bummer shows of all time. 2, I am a little bit disappointed in that we saw trailers for this next batch of episodes, and it seems like they're still going to have a white man on the TARDIS. And, like,
and I see the chat. Idris Elba for the Doctor. Look, that'd be
love
good.
Idris Elba.
It'd be good, but look, me. You know, my catchphrase could be "Holy shit."
Well, how did your audition go?
I don't need to audition.
They've absolutely auditioned that
Does-
Doctor.
Make me audition. Come on.
I
Come
mean,
on.
Didn't they auditioned Peter Capaldi, and like, why? He's been on your show.
He was on your show.
So was Jodie, actually. Which was really weird because she had been on the show before.
So was Karen Gillan.
Nah, this is true. So anyway, you know, get my people will talk to their people. It'll be.
Yeah, absolutely. Just establish yourself as like a UK actor.
I'm a doctor.
in
I'm the
next
doctor.
3
There we go.
months.
Yeah, that's what you should do, is fake an accent you haven't practiced in England, surrounded by
Who says I have to be
natural
English?
speakers of it.
I'll be the first American doctor.
That's good.
The English would love that. They would kick my ass.
Oh yeah, the English love Americans coming on
They
their
would kick my
territory.
ass.
They would love for an American to come onto a very British show.
And if
They
the
would-
English didn't, then the fans are so down for all
Not only would they
sorts of
kick my
change.
ass, they would kick my arse.
Absolutely.
You'd get to learn about Cockney rhyming
Fine.
slang.
But I'm still going for it because I believe in my dreams. Anyway,
They're gonna put a gun in your hand first thing they do because that's what they think Americans are like.
It's hard to argue with them.
I mean, I am they're very Texas. Core.
Okay, so now it's time to tackle the thing that freaks Jason out because
Ah,
I secretly love to find things that freak Jason out. So our
Secretly?
no, not secretly.
yeah, it's
I see the smile.
well known. She loves doing this.
Our absolute favorite horror manga creator, Junjiito, was awarded several awards over the Comic-Con at Home event. Oh, about the picture.
Hard pass.
Here, let me just. There we go.
No.
That's better.
No.
I know
That's
this is a
much better.
static image, but I can see it moving and
Yeah, I
blinking.
can too. I don't love that.
See, this is a page from his story Ramina, which is based off of a Lovecraftian story, and it won the Best U.S. Edition of International Material Asia and Best Writer and Artist. He also got Best Writer and Artist for Venus in the Blind Spot as well, which I almost went with that cover, but why would I, miss the chance to show off that eyeball and make everyone very uncomfortable. Another winner from the week, Usagi Yojimbo, won Best Continued Series and Best Lettering. I couldn't find a lot of the other winners. I think I just had trouble finding the sources. Yay. But I do have the names of the 4 people they inducted into their Hall of Fame, the Will Eisner Industry Awards Hall of Fame, and that is Ruth Atkinson, David Cockrum, Neil Gaiman, and
Oh.
Scott McCloud.
Oh, wow. Those are all big names.
Yep. Previous names, specifically of the Japanese variety that they included in previous years, are the likes of Osamu Tezuka and Rumiko Takahashi.
Congrats. I mean, anytime you're
Oh, yeah, the eye's gone.
anytime you're putting Gaiman and Cochran in anything, it's like they deserve it. Like like that should be their speech. Their acceptance speech. I deserve this. Thank you. And that's it. They just walk
The only
away.
person I've ever seen say that is Martin Freeman, who's like, yeah, this was absolutely right.
I mean, who are we to argue with?
Seriously.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Is Junji Ito, is he the guy with the people that go through the tubes in
Yes.
the mountain? That's what
Yes, so that is the... I can't remember the exact wording, but it's the incident of Agihara Fault. That was
I thought.
also my
Yep,
first...
Yep. I hate
Of
that.
course it is.
My first
I
story.
love horror manga is something else. Like,
Yeah, especially Junji Ito's specific style of it, because a lot of his is very visual and very body horror. So it's a fun time to really read his stuff. Admittedly, some of his stories aren't the best, but a lot of his fans, myself included, aren't really reading this story because we want the plot. We're here for the journey that his characters are about to go through, because they're not gonna have a fun time. There is no one in a Junji... If you are a heroine or a hero in a Junji Ito story, you're about to have a very bad time.
it's like a lot of Neil Gaiman's comics. Like, the journey that they go on and what they learn through it is a big deal. Even if they're kind of miserable throughout, the stories still don't feel miserable. And I like that. But mostly, I just like the style. I've long maintained that any area where culturally ancestry is a big deal and tradition is a big deal, they're a long way ahead of Americans as far as horror development, because there are assumptions about the dead that are culturally ingrained and stuff, so that they have more to work off, it feels like.
Absolutely.
And it's just any society where they don't always like respect the tradition, but they know when to
Yeah.
build on it and when to veer away from it, it seems like. But yeah, interesting stuff.
Interesting and terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
If you have not given Junjiito a try, now is a really good time to. He's getting a lot more traction over here in the States. And, I mean, we're starting to lean into August, which will, it's practically Halloween at that point. So, basically, yeah. I don't care how many months away.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
So now is the perfect time to go pick up some Junjiito and feel very uncomfortable while you read it, because I think the one story he had that has the least amount of body horror is Slug Girl, and that story still makes me uncomfortable.
Gross.
Slug
It could
tongue.
be like slugs, like there's several slugs. It's a production term and it's a
Gross.
shooting term. It's probably the animal then.
Kat, you got anything?
Nope.
I got one more.
Go for it.
So, this week, there was a new trailer for Ghostbusters Afterlife, which does go back to the original kind of Ghostbusters universe, following apparently Egon Spengler going out to Oklahoma for some reason, in the middle of Oklahoma to retire, but maybe not so much. Finn Wolfhard is in it. He is Egon's grandson. And also his granddaughter is Phoebe in there. Her name is Phoebe. I forget the actress's name at the moment. But the trailer looks good. But there are some spoilers in the trailer. And also, you might want to mute real quick, because there was also an announcement of a new action figure line in the Ghostbusters Plasma Series line, which of course had our 4 kids as Ghostbusters wearing the suits. Looked good. They had a little ghost trap with the remote control thing. Looked pretty cool. But there were also 3 other figures in there that spoil the movie a bit. But it is Winston, Ray, and Peter suited up again in their suits with their proton packs. So I think we're going to get a passing of the torch movie, which I liked the other Ghostbusters film that preceded this, but I really wanted it to be a passing of the torch movie instead of like a retelling.
Yeah.
That is my one argument I will stand by on that movie. I wanted them to pass the torch. Old Ghostbusters, I'm too old for this shit. And then they pass the torch to the new crew. Which essentially that looks like what this movie is going to be. It is directed by Jason Reitman, son of Ivan Reitman, who directed the original Ghostbusters.
It's interesting.
Ivan has actually spoke on this and said his son's final work. Also, he was the end editor for his son's work. Which, boy, no pressure there.
I don't want
Yeah.
my dad editing my stuff.
He actually said it brought a tear to his eye. So I'm anxious to see this, especially since the Reitmans are involved in it. So I think had they been involved in the other one, maybe they would have gone, okay, we're going to scrap all this separate universe crap, and they're going to be a young team of scientists coming in and taking over. I feel as though we would have had a better movie then.
I liked the cameos that they had. But yeah, I agree. It's hard for me to look at the new one and not feel bitter about. I feel like a lot of people didn't give it a chance, but then I remind myself that I wasn't a fan of the original, so I guess there are people who didn't like it. It has nothing to do with sexist reasons. It just wasn't in the same vein, maybe.
The cameos pissed me off because it was there he is as a perfect example to have Ray and Venkman showing them how to work on proton packs or something, and maybe saying something like Egon was so much better at this. Oh, we get a sweet moment, something like that.
Yeah,
maybe
I thought
even,
it was sweet of the actors to show up
Yeah.
and support in that way.
Maybe even Janine, working the phones for me. One more, we got one, from her.
No idea.
Sorry, I like the original. Anyway, she's actually in the movie, and it looks like her and Egon might have had a happy ending at some point, which would make
him anyway.
We miss Harold Ramis. He's a good guy. So anyway, that's it from me this week. Kat, did you have something else? Or?
Nope.
Nope. Cass?
No.
We're a little light on stories.
But you're not gonna.
Hawkeye's coming out.
No.
November 24th.
Entertainment released a new picture.
He's left-handed.
We're getting a new.
Oh, Hawkeye's left-handed.
And we're getting another Hawkeye with Haley Steinfeld. She's, we're gonna. If they don't say the line in this show, I'm gonna be pissed, Cora.
What line?
we're gonna go Hawkeye their asses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a good chance. I like Hawkeye. I think
Kate
it'll be
just,
fun to watch.
what are you guys gonna do? We're gonna go Hawkeye their asses. I'm like, yes.
I'm gonna watch it.
I want Haley Steinfeld to say that line. Sorry.
Kingpin?
There is a rumor that yes,
Is it going to be Vincent
Is it-
D'Onofrio?
that is the rumor that Vincent D'Onofrio will be returning to the role of Kingpin.
That would put my excitement through the roof. That is one of my favorite Marvel bad
There is-
guys in the way that they did it for
There is
Daredevil.
such an opportunity to do, because this story that they're telling is going to be very street level. So this is a perfect place to put Kingpin.
I want all the reviews to only talk about Kingpin and then to integrate that whole show.
I feel as whatever they do is going to be like just a cameo, but it's the greater thing of us as comic nerds. We're like, he is established in this universe.
I want them to bring him in, like bring him in. Vincent D'Onofrio can't be that much money, and he's one of the most subtle, interesting bad guys they've done in a minute.
And he was very good.
By the way, my friend's dad that I was talking about did a lot of the stunt rigging for the first season.
Ooh.
We'll see. I'm anxious if that rumor comes out to be true, because I will be like, I'll be doing the Leo DiCaprio thing of, oh!
I will care about this show.
Also
I mean,
played one of the Irish thugs. Sorry, the end.
So, we'll see.
Yeah, awesome.
I loved Kingpin. I'm here for it. If then my excitement literally doubles.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what we got.
One of the kids in Ghostbusters named Podcast. I do like that. Anyway, Corey, you had one more, didn't you?
Yes, I do. So all of us, I say all of us, it's a very general term, so I just fixed my
It's the royal we.
royal we. The world has accepted Jujutsu Kaisen as one of the new shonen that everyone loves, and they should. Jujutsu Kaisen is very good. Please go read it. Please go watch it. It's very well done. Well, there was a Volume 0 that came out a little while ago, kind of giving backstory to Jujutsu Kaisen, like to the story that we have now. And they will be turning that into a movie coming out on December 24th. It's based off of the prequel manga, which is titled Jujutsu Kaisen 0 Tokyo Prefecture Jujutsu High School. Which, gosh, that's a mouthful. The synopsis is that you have Yuta Okotsu. He's a nervous high school student who is suffering from a very serious problem, which is that his childhood friend Rika has turned into a curse, which in the show, curses are basically demons. They've turned into a monster, basically. And she won't leave him alone. Since Rika is not a normal curse, his plight is noticed by Satoru Gojo, which is one of the main characters of the series, a teacher at the Jujutsu school. And it just kind of goes from there. Gojo seems to just have a penchant for grabbing high school students and putting them into danger. Gonna keep that tradition up in this movie, apparently.
I mean, Batman, Power Rangers, it's all about putting teenagers in mortal danger.
Well, if you're going to write for teenagers, then you kind of have to.
True.
Like, if
The threat of death has to be
biggest
there for them.
The difference is he doesn't really seem to, like, he puts these kids in danger that even Batman wouldn't put them in. The first curse that they officially fight literally almost killed them by dismembering them.
Whoops. Hate it when that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Good
that's
time.
a curse. Batman puts children up against handguns.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Instead of putting them up against demons, it's guns.
We all agree that stories where the characters are in mortal danger are good, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Because we
I'm
have
just
D&D
kidding.
this weekend.
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah,
wanna
yeah, yeah.
check some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, quick plug for that. Please go check out our... What time are we getting started? Because I don't have to worry
We're
about
trying to
anything
get,
on
like,
Saturday.
We'll start at 3 this time, and then we'll revisit, like, if we want
sure
to start
3?
a little
Okay.
earlier.
It's okay, Batman.
Just saying, if we want to start earlier, we can. I'm free.
This is a big episode, you guys. I'm so freaking excited.
So tune in 3 p.m. twitch.tv/SCNS Live. I'll have a link below.
Come join. We've had a lot of people come hang out. It's been pretty cool.
That's fun.
But to get back to the story really quick.
Sorry.
Oh, she wasn't done.
Sorry.
No, I was making fun of a character because I do enjoy his character, but I have to make fun of him. Just know I don't approve of his actions, but I enjoy that he has to do them to make the story interesting. But we also got the voice for our main character Yuta, which is going to be Megumi Ogata. Which, if that name sounds familiar, let me give you some of her previous roles. Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho, which... Thank you. Sailor Uranus from Sailor Moon, and Shinji from Neon Genesis Evangelion. So, already, we got a very, very talented actor right here, and I'm very excited to see how this is going to go as someone who also really loves the show. So, I'm excited.
Nice.
Maybe they'll release it over here sooner.
Keep hoping.
I can dream. Took them almost a year to release Mugen Train for Demon Slayer. Over
It'll
here.
take a while for that
Fine.
fire in her eyes to die out.
We're not trying to kill it, though,
It'll get lower and lower.
for the record.
Sweeten it.
Rude.
By the way,
Oh, Lord.
speaking of Suikoden, just really fast.
What?
This past week sparked the 1-year anniversary of the Kickstarter for Aiden Chronicles. So they have been working officially, publicly with this game for 1 year, and we will get the game next year.
Yay!
It wasn't actually Suikoden news.
It is related.
I'm gonna die after this show. Was that it? I don't want to step on your story again.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that is our show. Thank you guys for joining us out there. Please like this video and sub to the channel. We're trying to build something. And go visit supercoolnerdshow.com for daily news stories and just chicanery over there. It's fun. It's awesome. I write stuff. If you want to follow us personally, you can follow me at JasonTheX on Twitter and Instagram. Kat?
You can find me sometimes at BetterCat, Instagram, and Twitter.
Twitter and Instagram, The Good Cats.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at CorodonoArt for all things art-related and Suikoden-related, where I shout into the void constantly. You can also find me on Twitter for Final Fantasy-related things under chaotic_noodle.
Cool. Well, that's it, guys. We'll see you next week. And as we always say around here, keep on nerding.
Play Suikoden.
You have
okay,
all the time
She
in the
had
world.
to plug
It's
that
okay,
at the
Batman.
end. Why are you petting my Batman? He's not natural.